Welcome to Personal Finance 101. Today, it's our second show where we're going to talk about the stock market. And we're going to go deep in the mutual funds, index funds, and ETFs. And I'm going to show you what are the best index fund, mutual funds, and ETFs from Vanguard. Which one gives you the highest rate of return, the highest money you can get, the higher profit, the higher return you can get on your money on a 10-year basis. We're going to look at 1 year, 5 years, and 10 years. And I'm going to show you exactly each fund whose company, whose stocks are involved, or whose stocks are part of the portfolio of that particular mutual fund. We're going to go deep today. And you're going to see if you want to invest your money where you can go and do it. Remember, Personal Finance 101 is about finance. It's about your personal finance. It's about you to be in control of your money. It's about for you to know to get more from the system. Do not leave money on the table. This show is about for you to get better in your finance. My name is Franz. I'm a real estate broker, and I'm here to tell you in our journey is for you to get better financially. If this is your first time listening to us, please subscribe down below. It's completely free. Subscribing is free. Please subscribe. Share the video. Share with your network, your family, your relative, your co-workers, your friends to tell them about this. Because information is key for our financial success. Welcome to Personal Finance 101. Today we're going to talk about Vanguard mutual funds. Look at the screen where I'm going to show you the different funds that exist. We already check on the filters and we spread it and we show you there's 87 right there, 87 matching funds. And we put them by asset class so you can see the names. We're going to give you the names, how they separate them, the expense ratio, the price, 1 year, average annual return, 5 years, 10 years, and since inception. There are 87 mutual funds in Vanguard. So we're going to start with the mutual funds, then we're going to go to the ETFs, exchange traded funds. So you can see the difference between them and in which one is better for you to invest your money. So let's go. The first category is target date. So Vanguard created some mutual fund with target retirement date from 2030 to 2065. So I did something here where I separated in the 10-year return, the best return for the 10 years. So the target retirement 2055 is the highest with 9.8% for the last 10 years. Since inception in 2010 is 9.77. The difference between the target date retirement is the way they balance all the money. The target retirement is a balanced fund where they put stocks, bonds, they balance them, and while you go in ages and getting closer to retirement, they reduce the amount of stocks and they increase the amount of bonds. So it's an account they call balance. So the best balanced one, which is a 9.8%, is the target retirement 2055. It's called a VFFVX, as you can see here on the screen. The second group that get more money is the US stock funds large cap. And the best one in the large cap, the two best one, as you can see, is the US Growth Admiral Shares, VWUAX, that give you an expense ratio of 0.28%. The price is 159.65 each. The return for the 10 years is right there, 17.32. The second good one for the US growth is the VWUSX, return 17.18% for the past 10 years. The other one is the mid cap. So you got a large cap, mid cap. The best one is the VMGRX. It gives you 12.64% for the past 10 years. A small cap. So if we get one on each or two of each, so you can see the small cap is a VEXRX, which is 12.97%. We also have other separate categories. If you're going to balance it out better, it's good for you to have a large cap a mid cap, a small cap, an international stock funds. If you want to balance it out, there's an international growth annual shares, which is a VWILX, which is this one here, that give you 10.52% right there. You see, 10 years, 10.52%. That's another one. And then the other group is emerging markets. I don't really want you to go in there. Is the sector and specialty funds. These funds, as their name call it, sector and specialties. So the first, which one produced the more? Look at this. Which one is produced the most, the higher average return? This is as of October 31st, 2020. 18.95% is the VITAX, Information Technology Index. 18.95% for 10 years. Expense ratio, 0.10%. We're going to open each of them and we're going to show you how the spread is, how many companies is in there, the percentage of each of them. The other one is Consumer Discretionary Index, VCDAX, 16.73%. Imagine 16% for 10 years. The third one is Healthcare, VHCIX, right there, VHCIX, 15.35%. Those are huge return. If you get your investment in each of these sectors, you're good to go. The other one people like, there are two other ones I'm going to mention today. And I'm going to show you how to invest, which one is better. And if you got a portfolio, you got to put a piece of each and you combine all of it together. That way you protect it. You got large cap, you got mid cap, you got small cap. If you want, you can get international. If not, you go to the sector that we just mentioned. Separately, you go to it and you do a mixture of your investment. So the best way to do it is to balance your investment. You do it by yourself, but you pick a large cap, a mid cap, a small cap, and you get a specialty. Out of the specialty, we just saw how important they are. The annual return rate that they give for the past 10 years. We talk about 10 years. 18%, 17%, 15%. Depends if you go to technology, if you go to consumer, or if you go to healthcare. We're going to show you how much it is to invest, what's the minimum, what are the companies listed in the portfolio, and we're going to show you their equivalent in ETFs. So the first one I'm going to talk about today is the Vanguard 500 Index Fund, VFIAX. Right there, VFIAX. Expense ratio 0.04%. Minimum investment is $3,000. This one is the 500 Index Fund. Okay? Risk factor 4. Price 331. If you invested $10,000 in 2010, today in 2020, you'll get $36,000. If you have invested $10,000, look at it here, $10,000 in 2010, in 2020 you get $36,177. For the past year, the return is 15.11%. 3 years is 12.24%. 5 years is 14.11%. 10 years is 13.71%. It's lower than the other ones I showed you. I'm going to show you the other ones also in detail. But this one is just S&P 500, which is the biggest company. It has 508 stocks in there. It represents $557 billion. The net asset of the 10 largest holdings is 28.9%. Who are the 10 largest holdings? Number 1 is Apple, Microsoft, number 2, Amazon, number 3, Alphabet, which is Google, number 4, Facebook, number 5, Berkshire, number 6, Johnson & Johnson, 7, Procter & Gamble, 8, Nvidia Corporation, 9, and Visa Inc., number 10. On the left side, you're going to see the portfolio composition. S&P 500, how do they balance it out? The highest is information technology, was 27.5%. So even though I showed you a mutual fund which is only information technology, the S&P 500 also has information technology, has consumer discretionary also here, but it balances them out where you can have a better balance. Real estate is there also at 2.60%. Healthcare is in it at 14.10%, but it's more balanced. This is the S&P 500. You can get this one also in ETFs, which is a VOO. So we're going to show you VOO if you get the Vanguard S&P 500 in ETFs. What is the difference between the mutual funds and ETFs? It's the same for the return. If you invest $10,000 in 2010, this year you'll get $36,000 also. The only difference is for the ETF, you only need the amount of the stock for you to invest. You don't need a minimum of $3,000. And today, as of the market price on November 13th, the ETF price was $328. So in this case, you can go and you invest $328 and you get one ETFs called VOO instead of putting the $3,000 in the other mutual fund if you don't have the $3,000. If you got only $328, you can go and you buy the ETFs. Why buying an ETF instead of investing in a mutual fund? Well, if you don't have the money, you can do that because it's easier. But the problem is the ETF fluctuate during the day as the stock market fluctuates. It's like you're buying a stock, but it's cheaper for you to invest in it, so it's more reachable. So if you got $3,000 and you want to spread it with $3,000, you can buy 8, 9 ETFs instead of opening one account. So we spoke about the one which is Information Technology Index Fund. It's a VITAX. The minimum investment is $100,000. So that means it's tough for you to have $100,000 to put in it. The risk factor is 5. That's why if you want to participate in the Information Technology Index Fund, which is a great investment, specifically these days and the company they have, it's better for you to invest in the ETF. And the ETF for the same account is VGT. VGT. Same. You only need $325 to buy one. The risk factor is the same, 5. If you put $10,000 in 2010, look at this. $62,000 you will get. Impressive. Who are the company listed? 330 stocks, $39.6 billion. The 10 largest holdings have 59%. Who are the companies? Number 1 is Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, Visa, MasterCard, Adobe, Salesforce.com, PayPal Holdings, Intel Corporation, and Cisco Systems. And if you look at on the left side, where the portfolio compositions, it shows you the percentage. Application software, data processing, and all that system software, the percentage each sector represent. If you go for the Vanguard Healthcare Index Fund, it's a VHCIX. Minimum investment, $100,000. Expense ratio, 0.10%. That's why it's better for these funds. It's better for you to go for the ETFs. It's the exact same thing. Risk is 5. If you had $10,000 invested in 2010 and 2020, you get $42,000. High risky. The ETF to match it, it's a VHT. Risk factor is the same. The price is $218. So you can buy one for $218. If you want more, you just put more money. That's if you want 3 more, that's $218 times 3. 5 is $218 times 5. Same thing. If you had invested $10,000 in 2010, in 2020 you get $43,528. Since inception in 2004, 10% return. 10 years is 15.90% return. For this year, it's 23.34% return. The blue one is the healthcare ETF return. The gray is the Splice US IMI healthcare benchmark. So you got to look at the blue table so you can see the rate. Which company are in it? The 10 largest holdings, it's a 425 stocks, $12.7 billion. The 10 largest companies are 1, Johnson & Johnson. 2, United Healthcare. 3, Pfizer. Does that sound familiar to you guys? Pfizer. That's a company that's creating the vaccine for the COVID-19. On Sunday night to Monday morning, Pfizer announced the possibility of a vaccine to be ready pretty soon. As soon as they come up with the news, the result of the election came out official on Saturday, the stock market jumped on Monday, November 9. Jumped tremendously. All the stocks went up. We're talking about airline industry, we're talking about entertainment industry, cruise line industry, even the technology, the China vehicle like NIO, like Tesla, all the stocks went up on Monday morning because people got comfortable and thought that it's the time we got a vaccine, so normal life's going to come back, and people got emotional and start buying stock, and all the stocks start to go up. Is the Vanguard Consumer Discretionary Index Fund, VCDAX, minimum investment, $100,000. That's why for those type of stocks who produce a lot of money, who give you a high rate of return, if you had $10,000 invested in 2010, you will get $49,000. Huge return. This year, 33.69% return. You don't have $100,000, you go for an ETF, because this mutual fund also have an ETF. The ETF is VCR, where you can buy it for $246. Risk is very high, 5. The higher risk, the higher return. Same thing, if you had invested $10,000 in 2010, today you get $49,000, 33.67% return. Consumer discretionary. Who company is in it? 290 stock, $4.1 billion. The 10 largest holding: Amazon, Home Depot, Tesla, McDonald's, Nike, Lowe's, Starbucks, Target, Booking Holdings, and TJX. As we just show you in the different tables and from the Vanguard site, there are mutual funds that can give you 14 to 15% a year, and they perform like that for the past 10 years. We show you also ETFs that are cheaper, that are around $300, that you can buy if you don't want to invest a lot of money at a time. If you want to achieve financial freedom, if you want to be independent financially, you got to make sacrifices. You have income and expenses. Either you increase your income to get more money to save, or you reduce your expenses to get more money to save. And that money, you got to invest it consistently, monthly, regularly, so you can achieve your goals. Regardless what age you are, you need to start now. You need to start today. The earlier you start, the better it is for you listening to me right now. Our sponsor, Progressive Tutoring, the number is down below. Call them if you have children that are in need of a tutor. If your children's grades are getting lower because of COVID, because of the new situation that you live in, call the professional, the certified teachers of Progressive Tutoring. They will be able to help you. Our goal in Personal Finance 101 is to help you be better financially, is to help you achieve your financial goals. If this is your first time listening to us, or if you've been listening to us but never subscribe, please subscribe down below. It's totally free. It doesn't affect you any way, shape, or form. Click the notification if you want to be notified when we have a new video. A lot of links down below. You can learn more from us. If you like what you hear, share it with your network and your social media, with your friends, co-workers, family. If you want more people to know, we want the world to be a better place financially. We want you to be stable financially. My name is Franz. I'm a real estate broker. I have a master in business administration. I'm your host for Personal Finance 101. Thank you for listening. See you then.